What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Stoic Context. Today, we are going to react to another Kevin Samuels video. I'm going to save my commentary for the end of the video, so stay tuned for that to hear my thoughts and opinions. Let's get into it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I'm okay. And your first name is?
My name is Krishana.
Krishana. Okay. All
Yes.
right. You were here
I just
earlier.
had a couple.
You were here earlier.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was on earlier,
Okay. What
but
do you got
I
for me?
was having some technical. So, I was listening in, and I just had a couple of questions. So, a couple people introduced me to your channel, which I enjoy it. But I have some questions just on how you're correlating, like the black woman separate from the black man, meaning like, you know, as a black woman, you're doing this, this, and this, and this, but wouldn't it have some type of similarity because she comes from the black man as well? Like,
How old are
I
you?
had someone 31.
Who's responsible for your actions?
I am.
That's your answer.
Okay.
I mean, where do you work?
I work for a company based in Chicago, but
Okay,
I
so
live in
based in
Houston,
Chicago.
Texas.
So, but
Hmm.
they pay you a salary. They pay you. They pay you, right?
Yes.
So they pay you to do a job, and you know how that, and you know what the expectations are. If you don't do the
Hmm.
job, do you get paid? Long term,
Um,
would you get paid if you stop doing the job?
no, but I don't know if you understand my question. Because I guess when I had heard something when you said other groups. And so what I couldn't understand is that, as a black woman, you're saying, okay, you black women against these other groups, they got it right, but you didn't. So does that
Give me a
mean that
specific.
the
Okay,
black
give me
man
a
can?
specific thing because I'm trying to understand what you're saying, but you can't speak to me in vague and then ask me to be specific. What are you specifically
Okay.
asking me?
I'm wondering, I'm wondering why, let's see. Are you I'm wondering two things. One of the things is when you said value system. I was listening to that and trying to really understand what you mean by that value system because I believe that that's different per person. So high value to me might be something different than someone else. Like to me, high value does not mean finances because I've met so many people with tons of finances and great
I value who,
success record.
ma'am? Men or women?
Men, men,
Okay,
men,
so
men.
are you telling me you can be a high value man and be homeless?
No.
Okay, what does the world mean when they say a man is of high value? Are they speaking about his character primarily?
No.
No,
Okay, you're
no,
saying
they're
okay,
speaking
fine.
primarily of his resources and his usefulness to the group.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay. So, and then you mentioned something about black women's behavior uh,
Mm-hmm.
being correlated or an extension of black men's behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Were you raised with your father in the house?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But my grandfather, yeah, but not my
Okay.
father, no.
No, ma'am. That's why I asked you who's responsible for your grown behavior. You are. But here's a question I have for
Mm-hmm.
you. As a 31-year-old black female professional, why would anyone's behavior be someone else's fault?
It's not.
Okay,
You're
I
correct.
know, but that goes to a greater
Mm-hmm.
point. So often,
Mm-hmm.
black women often deflect their individual accountability or responsibility to things outside of themselves. Colorism,
Okay.
racism, white
Mm-hmm.
supremacy, lack of father,
Mm-hmm.
this, that, da 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 da. But at the end of the day, you are responsible, meaning you, meaning black women, meaning an individual is responsible for what they do.
Right.
All right. So if black women are just
Okay.
as responsible as anybody else is for what they do, who is impacting black women's inability to get the outcomes they want?
Okay.
That's a question.
Hmm. Well,
If black women are responsible like everybody else is on this planet, who is responsible for individual black women not getting the outcomes that they want?
It would be an individual. It would be your responsibility to get your own outcome
So the
for what
answer
you
is
want.
the individual black woman is responsible for her choices and not getting what she wants.
Right.
Right. So we can get rid of the colorism and sexism and misogynoir and all this other kind of stuff, because a singularly competitive woman can get what she wants.
Okay.
Okay.
But you're still saying, under what you're saying, it still needs to be the black woman is still. It just, I don't know. I guess it feels like you're super harsh on the black woman,
Why?
and for me, it's like,
Why, man? Hold on. Why am I super harsh? I've just used your logic in everything I've asked you. You've came down and made a very logical decision. I'm responsible for what I do at work because they pay me. If I cease to do what I'm supposed to do, they'll get rid of me. I asked you, who's responsible for what you do? You said you are. How am I being any more harsh? How am I being harsh? Please explain.
well, I think perhaps it's just, I may not be able to explain it. Perhaps it could just be an emotion that's arising when you say that.
Oh, okay.
I've heard your video
Okay,
a
but
couple
see,
times, and I don't know what it is.
but are we? But no, but see, you said I'm doing something, and then you said there's emotion. I'm not doing anything. I've just laid out exactly what I'm doing, and your logic is even lined up with it. So you're having an emotional response to the truth.
Right.
Okay, whose responsibility is that?
That would be my responsibility to control the emotion, because it's
Are you
just
familiar
your
with
truth.
Are you familiar with Shahrazad Ali?
I actually, someone recently, yes, in some ways, not too much.
30 plus years ago, she wrote a book that basically is the black man's guide to dealing with the black woman. And in that book, she pretty much laid out that everybody's been put under a microscope in this world, in this country, except for black women. And she got so much pushback. That book that she wrote 30 some odd years ago is telling of where we are today. Here's the thing. Who can honestly tell black women the truth in this country?
I feel like,
go ahead.
I mean, I come to my own truths just by speaking to other people, and they tell me something, and I'm like, wow, I hear it twice, then I believe it's obviously an issue. So
but so had you not been able to get through to me, you would have gone around saying that I come down hard on black women.
Well, I was just more or less, when I just basically thought that you had a different thought process on what value meant, and it just didn't align with what I believe.
I am very clear. No, ma'am. I am very, very deliberate and clear when I put anything out. I provide definitions. I provide metaphors, similes. I am very clear and consistent. So if you're unclear, that's not because I have not been clear. But what I'm saying is, if you had not been able to get through to talk to me, you would have walked around with an erroneous belief about what I'm saying and what I mean. And
that's true.
If you talk to somebody, you would have shared that with them.
No, because I believe
you about watching my videos, or if they say, "Have you ever watched Kevin Samuel's channel?" You'd have just said no.
Well, I would just say it didn't resonate with me 100%, but I've seen some great points.
My ultimate point is this: black men telling black women the truth offends you. It offends you. The truth of black men telling black women the truth is offensive. And many reasons it's offensive to you. One, because most black women believe you're above or superior to black men.
That's probably true. Because
Yeah, why? I've had women your age call to my show who are half my age, nowhere close to being as learned or as accomplished, talking to me as though I'm beneath them. And they know my bona fides. Do you see that happening anywhere else? Or was that a black phenomena?
But if it's something that's happening throughout,
do you see that happening? Do you see that? Okay, I asked, do you see it happening anywhere else? Do you?
I don't. So I must be honest with you. I filter my information to simply focus on the Black community.
Okay.
So no, I don't see that happening anywhere else, but I'm not comparing us to any other people. So
if you're going to say if it's happening somewhere else, where's the else?
Some other platforms that I listen to or look at.
Okay. What platform do you ever hear Black women engaging with Black men in a respectful place where Black men are in the leadership or the dominant position?
Well, I guess I haven't really. Yeah, most of the platforms are just like one person speaking to the people and then in the comments, but it's not usually a dialogue.
Okay. And are there women leading these platforms?
No, it's mostly men.
Okay. So you're telling me you've never seen Black men and Black women interacting on a platform?
Honestly, not too much, unless it's like on the political side, but not necessarily on a relationship side.
Okay, on the political side. On the political side, where do you see Black women engaging Black men in a political debate where they're not meeting him as an equal?
Well, I haven't seen that. No.
See, the truth of the matter is, ma'am, you go in the Black community and Black women actually speak to Black men with a low level amount of disrespect or contempt. Even when you called in here, would you say that you were calling in good faith, or were you calling in thinking that there was a problem?
I wanted clarification, but I did definitely think that there was
so there was no good faith.
Okay.
So I just get thousands and thousands of people watching me because I'm bullshit. No good faith. No, listen to what I'm about to say to you. It doesn't matter how many hundreds of videos or thousands of hours or calls or doesn't matter any of the work. I had to prove it to you individually. Who the French toast of a Black man has time to go around to prove to each and every one of you Black women that we're worth a damn? The nerve of you ladies. A Black man has to go around and basically sit down and talk to each one of you. What other group? But then you want us to go build Wakanda and slay white supremacy with no with no help.
But do you think that perhaps it's the wrong approach?
Okay, then who has the right approach, ma'am? Tell me.
Well, perhaps if I believe solely, like if something's happening consistently, it might be you the problem, not the other person the problem.
I asked you a very specific question. Who has the right approach, ma'am? Tell me.
Well, I can just use myself as an example. I've been approached in different ways from different people. Some people have more of a respectful approach.
And you're asking me, do I think it's my approach? And I'm asking you, let me be more clear. What man has the right approach to Black women?
I mean,
what Black man has the right approach to Black women in your mind?
I really like Dr. Umar Johnson's approach to just the whole situation in general. I really like that.
Okay, you like Dr.
I do. I just feel like he's a real stand-up.
So hold on. Dr. Umar Johnson's approach. Be a little bit more specific, because when I see Dr. Umar Johnson speaking, I see something. I've seen him on, The Breakfast Club. I've seen some of his videos standalone. But what are you saying? Give me some examples of videos or times you say Dr. Umar Johnson struck the right tone with Black women.
I feel that his approach to, I can speak for just myself, makes me, that to me would seem like a real man, just by, the knowledge as well as how
you mean the guy who got caught up with the conscious stripper? You mean the guy who calls you queen?
Well, I mean, that's normal.
You mean no, it's not. It's really
life.
No, ma'am, stop, please. Don't overtalk me just because we disagree. No, it's not, ma'am. You mean the guy who hasn't built this school in countless years, who is being dogged by even followers and subscribers. So you think I should go around calling Black women queen to get your money, and then to knock up a stripper or some other stuff like that? That's the standard. See, what I've realized with Black women, like yourself is you can get away with a lot by telling you what you want to hear. But that ain't me, because I have some integrity about myself. And nothing you said today disproves, nothing you said today dissuades me from the direction I'm going. I like the path I'm going on. Telling exactly what I see, the truth, and you can either decide to accept it or not, but it's not mean, it's not harsh, it's not undeserved, and it's not accurate. And it's not inaccurate. It's very accurate. And the person who started this dialogue between you and I came here with good faith. You didn't. That's the problem. Too much of that between black men and black women. Black men can sit down at the table with black women in good faith, but until you start meeting us at the table in good faith, you ain't gonna get it. Because the guys who can get shit done, let me ask you, what has Umar Johnson gotten accomplished?
I can't answer that because I don't know. I don't know.
Let's go. A man who has been going around for years talking about a school that he has not even done one thing with, has not got anything accomplished, is the man you point to.
Again, why I want to just give some clarification as to, I guess, where I'm coming from. I think I'm coming from a different spot, and maybe I should have.
Okay, what spot are you coming from?
Well, I'm more on like a spirit. I think value, like, to me, money. I don't want to live under a system. I know that I live under a system of finances.
Okay, so tell me where.
I don't want.
Tell me where
spirituality.
Okay, you can have all. You know what allows you spirituality. Okay, did you go to college?
Yeah.
Okay, why didn't you just graduate from high school and then go on a pilgrimage around the world living spiritually? Why don't you give up all your earthly beings and all your earthly belongings and go live a spiritual life out in the damn park somewhere? You don't want to be that spiritual. See, what it is, man, is you on some of this Hotep back to Africa, strong power, but you don't want to do the business. You want to be called queen, but you don't want to be subordinate to a king. And kings speak like I do. And kings have to do stuff. They can't just sit around and tell you, oh, you're beautiful. We got to fight wars. We got to administrate. We have to build roads, buildings, hospitals, schools. And we can't listen to bleeding hearts who want to have their ego stroked all the time. Sometimes a king has to chop off some heads.
Okay.
What's your role?
Educating the youth, the younger people.
No.
On their history. No. That's my role.
No. Your role is to support me and whatever I say do.
Okay.
Is that not the queen's role? Is that not the helpmeet's role? Are you a Christian?
No.
Do you believe in any sort of religion?
I don't believe in religion.
Okay, do you understand the animal kingdom? What is the female's
Yes, I do.
What is the female's role on the planet? What's her role?
Okay.
No, it's not okay. What is it?
Educated? Well, she's okay. Mother, I would say.
You can't mother without my seed.
Okay.
What I give you, you multiply. But you have no role without me. The female's role on the planet is a man. Get with it. Women cannot survive in nature without us. You don't carry the spark of life. We do. We build the world. You nest in the world. You're not my partner. You're my helpmate. You're my helpmeet. You're not my equal.
Okay.
Is that
No,
not
I agree with
accurate?
that.
I mean,
No,
so
I agree with that.
so if that's the case, that means eventually that means if something has to be done, the talking has to stop and the work has to start. There's somebody who has to say, okay, we're going that way. And I can't have you asking me, well, maybe it's your direction, maybe it's your tone. I need you to shut the French toast up and march.
Mm-hmm.
That's how every other group gets stuff done. Their women decide to shut up and follow. Why do you have the president you have in the White House? Because if there's a black man talking about coochie grabbing and everything else, no. Mm-mm. But white women said, I would rather have that man than that woman. So they said, with all the stuff behind him and bankruptcies and tax, no, we're going to just march. Mm-hmm. Every other group of women can march and follow their men. But you want black men to be like, approach it like Umar Johnson. I got no problem with Umar Johnson personally, but he's done nothing except talk real well. Talks real well. You do know his father don't even support his message, right?
Well, no, I didn't know that, but that's neither here nor there. I mean,
yes, it is. If it's what? You mean what? Are you serious?
I mean,
okay, man. Maybe you should do this. Maybe after you get off here, go do a quick Google search of the man you said has the right tone. Go find out who you're really talking about. Because if you're coming at it from a spiritual standpoint, a character standpoint, a substantive standpoint, that's even more laughable than what you already said. You don't know the man. He just calls you queen. And you can and people on now which on YouTube, I need you to understand something. What did I tell you when women start to laugh? It's a tell.
It's a what? A tell. Okay.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Umar Johnson. I'll be damned. See, how do you compete with that? See, sisters, you want black men to build Wakanda? Then you're going to have to do your part. Follow. Not challenge, follow. Because truly high value men, I'm not going to ask you to do your part. They're going to, if you got questions, here's how truly high value men move. You start asking questions, oh, hold on, I'll be right back. They go over there and they never show up again. Next thing you know, security be asking you to leave the property. They're not going to go back and forth with you and debate. They got time. They're not going to debate with somebody who's asking questions in bad faith. Me, it's part of what I do. I'm an image consultant, though. My job is to actually fix some of this stuff.
Crazy episode. Man, this woman came in pretty much trying to put a microscope on Kevin, talking about the way in which he approaches and speak to black women and women in general that call into the show. And then the example she gives is probably the most laughable example, Dr. Umar. Now, everybody has their plights with Dr. Umar. It's neither here nor there. Point being, if she's talking strictly about tone, Dr. Umar has the most aggressive tone here. Think about it. When you just pull away from what he's actually saying, let's just speak about the tone, since women are so caught up in the tone. He's always yelling. He's always aggressive. He's always repeating things multiple times. So it's not really what's being or how it's being said for women. It's what's being said. Because they don't care about the tone, because Dr. Umar could sit there and shout all day how you're a queen, how you're this, queen, mother, goddess. He could shout all day and the black women will eat it up. But when Kevin comes in, he speaks the truth in a more calm tone, then they don't like it. Seriously, anyone, just go look up a Dr. Umar video and you just watch this Kevin Samuels video. Compare the tones. or just even watch a few. Compare the tones. It's not about what's being or how it's being said. It's actually about what's being said. Because if Kevin was speaking like how Dr. Umar spoke and just raised his voice and added more masculine tone, they wouldn't have a problem with it. So it's never the message. It's never the tone in reality. It's always the message.
I'm a PhD.
Aaron, go ahead and unmute yourself. Hello.
Oh, hi. Hello.
How are you? What do you got for me? Why can't modern women have it all?
Well, my question was, how much can we have?
Like you said, that's what you wanted to hear from, and that was my question exactly.
Well, what do you want?
I like fashion, so I'm not too crazy about like designer stuff, but I would like to be able to dress fashionably and take care of myself and provide trips and vacations for my kids.
Trips and vacations to where?
Florida, like Grand Canyon, overseas every now and then.
What do you mean overseas?
As they get older.
What do you mean overseas?
Overseas. I've only been overseas once.
I would say, what do you mean overseas, man? First of all, turn off the YouTube channel and all this stuff. We just need to be talking to me.
Can you hear anything? Because nothing's on.
Yeah, but still, you'll be in the chat room. I need you focused on the conversation. So traveling overseas, where are we talking about?
Africa.
Okay.
Italy.
All right. And were your mother and father married?
They were.
Did you travel to Africa and Italy and Japan as a kid?
No.
All right. So first off is what do you do for a living?
I am a credit analyst.
Did you go to college?
I did.
All right. So do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
No.
How many kids do you want?
2 to 3.
So you're not, and what state are you in?
Virginia.
So how much would your husband need to make to afford 3 children in Virginia to be able to travel to Italy, Africa?
He'd have to make, I guess, like in the upper 6 figures, like around 500 to $1 million a year.
Okay. And what percentage of men make that?
Well, Kevin, let me tell you, because
No.
I'm sorry.
That's not what we do. What percentage of men make that income?
If I remember correctly, it's definitely less than 10%, like 5%.
5% of the men in this country earn $500,000 or $1 million.
What if we included men over like foreign men? I've never heard that mentioned. I don't know.
We only keep ma'am. How old are you?
I'm 27.
We keep statistics on we keep statistics on people here.
Okay.
1%.
1%.
So by definition, you want a man who is earning in the top 1% of earners. And that's 1%, not adjusted for race, not adjusted for sexual orientation, anything. 1 out of 100 men make that.
Okay.
So do you understand why?
I do.
Stop.
Can I make some adjustments?
Stop. This is why women can't have it all, because you don't know how much everything you want costs.
Well, sir, I do understand that. I want to add some context to what I'm asking for and what I'm willing to provide for myself. So, I understand you talk about as women's value goes up, the more we make, the less value we get in a man, and I don't know that from personal experience.
Okay, ma'am, get to it.
So yeah, for myself, in my career, I want to make,
Ma'am, you're okay. Due respect, ma'am. You just talked for 45 seconds and didn't say anything.
I said I want to make 200
but
a year
here's
myself.
the thing.
So.
But hold on, stop. That's fine. But I ask you, do you want to have to work to pay substantial bills after you're pregnant? You said no. So what you want to make in your career is irrelevant after you get pregnant.
Well, not for
what you need to know what you're not going to talk over me. What you want to make it, your earnings stops after pregnancy.
But it doesn't. It stops
temporarily. Jesus Christ.
After
that means
pregnancy.
Okay. In what world? Okay, and maybe I'm not speaking English. I said, do you want to have to work to pay? Okay, are you still on YouTube?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so I'm asking you, do you want to work to pay substantial bills after you're pregnant? You said no.
You didn't give a time period for that.
You want to make, okay, let's just say, okay, great, ma'am. How about this, ma'am? I can take it any way you want to. You're talking about
I'm sorry. It's just it's kind of aggressive energy.
Well, I'm sorry. I need you to understand that this is. I need. Well, here's what you need back. Well, first off, I'm hearing a background in there, so that's why I'm trying to ask you.
It's my chair. I'm just moving around.
No. I mean, there's a background, like there's another window open, so I'm hearing myself. So, is the only thing that's open is the Zoom?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have it plugged into a speaker or Bluetooth or something?
It's on my computer. I tried to turn it down. So
okay. So here's the thing. Aggressive. I need you to understand something. It's just direct. What's the longest relationship you've ever had with a guy?
5 years.
And was he one of these top earners?
No, sir.
All right. Well, just by virtue of the fact that you want a man who's earning less than more than $500,000 a year, ma'am, that's why you can't have it all. Have you ever dated a man making that kind of money?
No.
Okay.
Well, no, not dated.
So, who do you live? Is that who's that?
That's my grandmother.
You live with your grandma?
I do.
All right.
Give me a second. Yeah, I'm moving out in the next few months, but you didn't ask that. But yeah, I live with my grandma and I live with my mom. But,
so there you go.
Well,
no.
I feel like my answers
no. I don't know why when I talk, you listen. When you talk, I listen. I shouldn't have to mute you. Unmute yourself. And this really shouldn't be that hard. And here's what I'm saying is you ladies like yourself, you want everything. One, you didn't have that lifestyle growing up. Two,
if I could, I'll be quiet, but I thought this was a conversation, so I'm trying.
See, this is why a lot of women like her, black women, can't get anywhere. They think this is conversation. They think combative and disagreeable is conversation. When a guy's trying to make a point and I say I have points, it's like, well, I'm going to still cut you the fuck off as conversation. When unmute yourself. This is why you get aggressive. You get aggressive because I have to get there to get your attention. Okay. I let you speak for 45 seconds and you said nothing, ma'am. And here's the net of it. One, you may do whatever you do, and you may say you want to earn $200,000 a year. Is that how much you're earning now?
No.
How much you're earning now?
50.
How are you going to earn $200,000 a year?
I can speak.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the career I want to have makes about 100 mid-level.
What career is that?
Instructional design, organizational psychology.
Oh, psych chick.
Yeah, psych chick.
And Do you have a degree in psychology? Are you credentialed for that yet?
Yeah, I have 2 degrees in psychology.
But yet you're doing what?
I'm a credit analyst right now.
Why? And how long have you had your psychology degrees?
The second one I've had 2 years.
And the first one?
5.
Any particular reason why you're not working in your field?
Well, I haven't been able to transition. I was doing counseling before I went to school. And yeah, so after I had graduated, I spent a little more time counseling and just didn't make the jump yet before
You spent
COVID.
time in counseling?
Yeah, that was my career before I went back to school and during.
No,
and after.
you were in counseling or you were counseling people?
Oh, I was a counselor. Yeah, I was a mental health counselor.
And how much were you earning then?
About 36 a year.
So, from your own life experience with 2 degrees, you were making 36 in your career field. Now you've increased up to 50 in a field that honestly you didn't have to go to school for.
Right.
What part of Virginia?
I'm in Richmond right now.
Okay, so in Richmond, have you ever lived on your own?
No.
Okay. You've never lived on your own, making $50,000, and you say you want a career to make $200,000. Do you know what would it take for you to make? How long would it take for you to get that kind of income?
Through just my career, probably like 10 years.
10 years. 10 years to go from 50 to 200,000. Industrial psychology. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Oh, you
10
really?
years or less.
Working for whom?
For like a Fortune 50 company, like a
Fortune 50. I'm sorry, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of the name. McKinnon or
Fortune 50.
Like that.
So like you be working in HR, you be working in organizational planning, where?
It's a consulting. I didn't mean Fortune 50. That's really high reaching, but
yes, because everything you're saying is okay, ma'am. See, and what I've done is I've let you talk. And I try to avoid this. 27 years old. You live with your grandmother and your mother. Ready? 27 years old. You need to unmute yourself. You live with your mother and your grandmother. You made $36,000 up to $50,000. And you want a man who's making $500,000 or more so you can have children and travel to Italy and Africa. And this does not sound fanciful to you.
I'd like to know that my original question was how much is possible.
Not
I didn't
for
say
you.
what I want.
Well, see, and you know why it's important? For you, it's not. And I will tell you directly why it's not. One, your temperament. The man that makes the kind of money that you're talking about does not tend to lend to himself towards women with your temperament.
I have a great temperament.
Of course you do.
Well, I disagree.
Okay, you can disagree all you want to, but these guys are my colleagues and clients, and I know what the kind of women they want. You've never dated. We've already established you've never dated one. So due respect, ma'am. You may have a great temperament for the guys you kick it with, but the guys you making the kind of money you talking about, that's what I spoke on. Instead of just saying, why is that? You're going to say, no, you're wrong. Of course I am. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What's possible? You have to be what they're looking for. You don't know them, and you don't know what they want. And basically, what you want, what they have. So you may not like it, but that's the reality of it. Now, the guy you were with for 5 years, was he a college graduate too?
Yes.
Here, this is why this is so troubling. Why do you need this much money?
I don't need it. Nobody needs it. I want it, I guess, for the material possession of it,
But you
but
can't do it on your own.
not that much, no.
Exactly. So when I said you would need someone earning that kind of money, you wanted to cut me off and stop the conversation saying, well, no, I'm going to earn money too. And I can earn up to 200,000 and you've never made over 60.
Mm-hmm. It's in the realm of possibility. Definitely, I
Well, it's
believe
possible.
that.
It's possible you could win the lotto, ma'am. See, what I'm showing to you and to people who come by and watching is a lot of you ladies are either into fantasy land or delusional. What that simply means is you have no earthly idea how much money it takes to support a family with the lifestyle you're talking about. You have no idea what it takes. You have no idea what percentage of men out there earn that kind of money, what their job titles are, what they do. So you damn sure can't know what those men are or what they want from a woman. You're basically talking about Santa Claus, a genie, because at the end of the day, you got 2 degrees. Congratulations on being educated, but you can't even take care of yourself. And a man who's earning that kind of money is looking for a woman who can bring something to the table other than wants and opinions. This is why you cannot have it all. You want the net of it, ma'am. Um, Truthfully, you're asking for more than you offer.
Again, I didn't ask for anything. I just was saying, saying what I wanted and how much is possible. That
What's
was what I
possible
was.
is what's possible is what you are. A regular guy doing regular stuff. That's what's possible. That's what's possible. You're regular. I mean, you're a cute girl, a cute woman, but you're living a regular life. I mean, so that's what's possible. Relationships are reflective. Your last boyfriend, what did he do for a living?
He was in supply chain management, so
What does that
whatever that
mean?
is. He worked in warehouses, like trucks, trains, and stuff. How to move
Well,
things.
yeah, but was he doing physical labor or was he in a white collar?
I think he was still in the lower rung of that. I
He
guess
worked at
career package.
UPS.
Yeah,
Yes,
just like a
ma'am.
trucking
That's what I
company.
mean. Regular ass
He
dude.
was doing
Regular
regular stuff.
as so. Thank you. So you come
Regular.
in here with all this psychology and industrial this Fortune 50, and you're a regular chick with a regular ass dude living with your grandma and asking me what's possible, and then wonder why I get aggressive when I sit there and I try to tell you what it is. But this is all you seem to can hear. So now you're finally starting to hear it, but when I try to say it in a decent way, you want to be combative.
Well, okay. I will take that. Yes.
Yeah. Bye,
Ma'am.
dog.
Man, Kevin wasn't playing on this one. It's quite interesting. This woman comes into the show speaking about the possibilities of her life. And then when you peel the layer back, let's speak about what type of man she wants. She wants a man earning a substantial amount of money a year, She doesn't really know what she's going to offer these men. And she had a 5-year relationship with a regular guy, and she's currently living at home with her parents. Now, for the people that's going to have some type of pushback, I'm going to ask you a simple question. I'm going to turn it on to you for the people that have a pushback on this. Do you think a person coming into the tenfold with those type of credentials and those type of desires, do you believe she will get the outcome that she's looking for? I'm just strictly what she's looking for. A high earning man. She's never made that type of money. She doesn't know what to offer these men. And she was in a 5-year relationship with a regular guy, which she still might be in that relationship with. And if she is, I would encourage that guy to, overlook that. You might have to go the other way, because this seems like a woman that is going to easily leave this person once she finds the opportunity to earn some more money. Not only that, she's going to leave this person once she finds a guy that is earning more money. So I'd be very wary. Women that come into this type of situation trying to overtalk Kevin like he's the one that doesn't know what he's speaking about. And in all honesty, you're better off just soaking up all the information. Soak up the information, write it down, I don't know, put it as a mental note. Hear everything he has to say. Answer the questions, and at the end, after you've processed all that information, then you come up with a very, very detailed question, quick and detailed question, in order to know what you need to do next if you have some type of misunderstanding with the message that was given. See, most women that watch this channel, they easily understand, okay, he's right. If I come into this situation, multiple kids, a bunch of degrees, I'm making a ton of money, of course I'm going to want a man that's making more money, because I have responsibilities, and just off of hypergamy, I'm going to want someone that's better than me, right? But what are the chances that you will achieve that? That's the real question. It's possibilities, and then there are probabilities. Probabilities are what's more likely to happen, what's probable. Possibilities is a chance. It's possible to win the lotto. It's possible to walk outside and you find $1,000. But what's probable is that you won't win the lottery, and you won't randomly walk outside and just find $1,000 just sitting on the floor. So everyone that has a disagreement, I challenge you. Would you accept some of these terms people are pushing on you if you were making that kind of money and you have to work to become something of yourself? And that's exactly what Kevin is fighting for. These people want something as well. They want something. Unfortunately, because I know a lot of women think like, well, they actually want something. I thought they were just supposed to pick me. No, they actually want something for it. So I would encourage all the women, if you want the outcome that you are looking for, you better be a hell of a catch. Work on yourself. Work on your temperament. Work on the way you deal with men and interact with men. Understand what men want. But yeah, no guy at that level is going to see this woman right here and just say, you know what, let me do it. Let me go ahead and give her exactly what she wants. Put her up in the house. She doesn't have to pay for anything. Very unlikely. And if you believe that, all right, yeah, she has a chance, why would he pick her and not the other women that are going to offer a lot more? You have to take that into consideration. I want everyone to please make sure you guys like and subscribe. Go support Kevin Samuels. Go support his channel. Go watch his videos. Just keep pushing the Godfather's name around and keeping it alive. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Turn on post notifications so I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.